Hello. We are back at it. Back out at Route 7, Snickers Gap. This is where I started back in December. So the goal is to do about 30-ish miles south. Currently, I think I have 143 Appalachian Trail miles knocked out. This will add another 33, I think, somewhere around that. So I think when I'm done, I'm going to have somewhere between 173, 175 miles knocked out. So the goal for this trip is to keep it easy, right? I'm going to do 3 days, 30 miles, starting at about noon today. So the first shelter that I'm going to is Sam Moore. I'm not looking it up right now, but from just coming out here all the time, I'm pretty sure it's about 4 miles away. It's a beautiful day. It's 10 degrees Celsius. I'm not going to do the math right now. Have fun with that. Yeah. So some goals for this trip. I am going to. I brought a sleeping pad, but I didn't bring my thermal, my Z-Lite. I brought my Nemo Tensor. So I'm going to try the Nemo Tensor in my hammock, see how that feels. I'm tempted to take off the extra 40-degree underquilt, so that I'm only using a 40 and the Nemo Tensor. I want to see how that feels. It's not supposed to get too cold. I think it is supposed to get below freezing, but not as cold as it's gotten for some of the other places. I think tonight's the night to do that because I'm going to get to camp real early. I could gather a lot of firewood and set things up so that if in the middle of the night I need to get warmed up real well, I can do that. I know this campsite really well. It's not on a ridge. It's in a valley. There's a good water source. So, yeah. Let's get to it. So this is an example of some of the terrain that I'm not filming on. I tried it with my new pouch, but because the camera's pointing up, it doesn't really do us any favors. But all of these rocks that you're stepping on, this area is a lot of this. And then on this downhill, because there's a lot of step downs, kind of like that route right there and that route right there, even though they're small, these can start to wreak havoc on your knees, which from what I understand, most of that is from the hips, actually, the hips being weak. So this is, if you're looking for some intel on terrain, there's a lot of this along the roller coaster up into West Virginia and Maryland and Pennsylvania. That has been my experience so far. So a lot of these parts I'm not filming. So I'm here at the Sam Moore shelter. It's only 3.3 miles. So I started my tracker a little bit late, so it might be closer to 3.5. So that's too short. There's a campsite about 1.5 miles further. It means I'm gonna have to carry some water up a hill, which I'm not a big fan of. But it is what it is. I'd rather make today closer to 5 miles, because from this spot, I still have 30 miles to go to where I'm finishing. So, yeah. So I had a little pause there while I was setting up my tarp, because I noticed that some of my tie outs had gotten frayed. I'm not quite sure when that happened, but the other thing too, another new thing, is some Dutch Bling. I actually bought these a while ago, and I felt like I was fast enough with doing the taut line hitch that I do that I didn't need that. But you know what? I figured I'm trying stuff out this weekend. Might as well try those out too. Put a ball on it, just get it nice and melted so it doesn't fray. Anyway, so these Dutch Blings are pretty interesting. Let's give this a shot. I've already done it 3 times, so it's not really a shot at this point. Pull it through here. And this Dutch piece of gear is called a tarp worm. So I keep checking my watch so that I know that I'm still in shot. Actually, I gotta move this anyway, but I'll just finish this one. So then you wrap a loop around it so that the loop passes in on itself. Tie it, and that's it. So the other day I needed to do a tie out, and I didn't have enough to do it with one piece. So I obviously brought a lot more than I need. I'll trim this down to a size that makes more sense, but I just grabbed it before I left because I knew I needed it. So I am going to get, so first of all, I'm safe, right? I have what I need. The underquilt is on it right now. I am going to take it off. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. So I am going to use my Nemo Tensor inside of the hammock tonight. I mean, it's got a really good R value. I'm going to set that up, and I'm going to put that in my hammock now. I think you guys know how to blow up I think everybody's seen, it's a blow up mattress. You guys get it, yeah? So the Nemo Tensor's in. Very initial thoughts. It fills up the hammock, so it's putting a little bit of extra tension on it, and the underquilt's snapping off because this is really stretching this area out, and I've got it at a little bit of a diagonal, which made it a little hard to close this section right here of the bug net, but it doesn't feel, there's still some wiggle there. It doesn't feel like it's putting excessive pressure on it to the point where it will mess it up. So, but it feels really comfortable. I hate to say this, but it would be funny if the best solution was using my purple hammock in this. That right there would probably cut 4 pounds off. Well, maybe not 4. Yeah, maybe 4. Yeah. Whoa. One time. Holy shit. I've never been that good. Look at it. Right on. I've never gotten a one shot. Never gotten a one shot. That was a one shot. I'm a little proud of myself. One shot, son. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this fire. Yeah. Beautiful night. It's not gonna be super cold, but it's gonna get cold. So this is gonna be nice for a little while I eat dinner. All right. It's time for the hammock portion of this video. Yeah, so far the Nemo Tensor seems fine. I've been laying here for a while editing and stuff, and it seems alright right now. I'm not really getting any chill. I only have one the 145 degree underquilt on. For picking campsites, I try to follow the 3 W's. Water. So I like to be close to water. I'm not close to water here. which is fine. I don't like carrying it uphill, but I like having water, especially if I'm on a fire. It's nice to have something to really put it out well in the morning, or before bed, depending on the situation. Wind. I'm on a ridge. That's not the best situation to be in, because there's a lot of wind, and the wind, especially when you're in a hammock, pulls the heat away from you. Wood. The area that I'm in, it's all short trees. There's no dead trees around here, so the chances of something falling on me are not that great. And that's the wood that I'm really concerned about. Like, yeah, it's great if you could find wood for a fire. If you're around an established campsite, or especially around shelters, it's always hard to find wood for a fire. You have to kind of go far away. So anyway, I still have a lot of wood left from my fire. I didn't burn even half of it. So if, for some reason I feel it's necessary to get up in the night and get warm, I have that option. A couple more new things on this trip. I left my red Superman / luchador boots at home. I was tired of the high tops. I went back to my regular Lone Peaks, and yeah. A couple other things. The fire that I started tonight, I was very excited about that. I did take video of the processing and the preparation for that fire, so I will be making a video about that. I will be having a video of my clothing game, my base layers and stuff like that, going over what I've been doing. And then the final video that I will be making will be a video of my gear list. I haven't been making gear list videos because just about every trip that I've taken, something's been a little bit different. I was waiting for gear, I left some gear, so I will be doing a gear list for Georgia. There might be different gear list for the second half of my trip when the weather is warmer. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm done for today. Good night, everybody.